All right, we're here at the mothership, Tiffin Service Center in Red Bay, Alabama.
It's our first time here getting service on Ruby, and we had a lot of questions when we first got here about procedures. So we are going to walk you through it. So when you bring your RV, you'll already be in the know.
The Tiffin Service Center is a first come, first served basis. They're open from 7 to 3, Monday through Friday.
There is a campground at the service center, and it's called the Allegro Campground.
The sites are $25 a day. Unless you take the factory tour, then they deduct $25 for one of those days.
Their welcome center, which is where you'll check in, is actually open from 7 to 7. So you can come in and check in later, but the actual repair work is only done from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Right. And they will kick you out promptly at 3 p.m.
Or beforehand.
Yeah.
So when you pull in to the service center, you're going to stop at the stop sign, and then you're going to go into the welcome center to check in.
The way this works is you come in, you bring all the information in on your motorhome, and you will fill out this registration form here with all your information, and then after you get that filled out, I will get a service work order here down. I don't drop it. And we will put your name here and your site here, and you will put this on your front windshield, this little piece of paper right here. And then you will take this and fill all this information out, and you will put your repair parts right there, and then you'll return this back to me.
From there, you're going to come back out, and if you're towing a car with a tow dolly,
like us,
you're going to exit the welcome center and drive right, and then you're going to see the building with a line of tow dollies. So you're going to go over there, unload your car, and park your tow dolly there. Now, if it's after November 1st, or I should say early November, the first freeze in November, they shut off the water in the campground. So if it is water shut off, then you're going to go ahead and head over and fill up your water tank.
right, they have a dump station and a water fill station right behind the service bays.
Once you get all settled, you're going to do all your paperwork.
Right, this is where you fill out your punch list. Everything you came to the Tiffin Service Center to get repaired or have looked at, you document, and document everything.
Every little thing.
The key is you have to have everything turned in at the Welcome Center by 7 p.m. that night.
And then your paperwork is given to probably Norris, who's been there the longest. He does most of the check-ins, and he's going to come to your rig first thing the next morning. He's going to review your paperwork with you, and then he's going to give you your options.
You got a pretty good list. You want to get all this done with about a week and a half to get to you in a full service bay.
Once we get in the full service bay, what's the timeline?
Shouldn't take long, maybe 2 days.
And some of them are just some things that we were throwing out that we wanted to talk to somebody about. And some of them are just, I think they're minor, but we just don't have the know-how to do it.
On these recalls, like you hit stuff, we'll check all that.
Okay, that's,
If there's any recalls, we'll do them.
Okay.
We got what we call Expressway. That's 2 men, 3 hours. We can get to you in 2 to 3 days. But they only work on you for 3 hours.
Yeah. And then they kick out and we go back to the back of the line for...
You gotta leave.
Oh, we have to leave completely?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I say we just stay.
Yeah,
we're here. I don't know when we're going to be back through again.
The options are full service, express service, or no service because you don't qualify. So let's dig deeper into those.
Yeah. You're going to go into one of the two, the regular bay or the express bay, that's for sure.
So, and the regular bay, the regular service bay comes with 2 technicians. And you're eligible for that bay if your RV is 4 years or younger. And in that bay, they can pretty much do everything.
Right.
So the full service, anything you need done, they can do there. If there's something that they can't take care of, such as painting or custom cabinetry or any kind of cabinetry over their skill set, then they send you specifically to those bays to take care of it. And the other is the express service bay. Now, this is a 3-hour service bay. That is it. That's all the time you get. You also get 2 technicians. If your RV is over 4 years old, this is your only option. Now, that being said, if your Tiffin RV is over the age of 10, they don't do any work on you at all, so you're not eligible to use the Tiffin Service Centers. But the Express Bay, once your 3 hours are up, basically they kick you out, you go pay, and then you go pay the campground because you're off the campground too.
You're done.
Now, you can only use the Expressway once every 60 days. So
Right.
you can't leave and go put your name on the bottom of the list and circle back around.
All right, the last thing to add to the Expressway service is to choose your items carefully, because you only get 3 hours in the bay. So make sure you go in there with your top 1, 2, or 3 priorities that you
Yeah.
want them to look at, and then everything else is just extra if they have the time to get to it.
Norris is going to send your paperwork over to the scheduler. Her name is Wanda, and she's going to get you on the schedule. And she will send you an email to tell you your time frame that can be expected before you get into the bay. She will also send you an update every Tuesday and Thursday to let
right.
you know what your status is in line. Sometimes people go and check in at the service center and then they leave. So they'll leave for a week or two. So when we were there, like 4 or 5 people checked in and left. So we moved ahead of all those people because when the slot came available, we were able to take it because they weren't there yet. Probably going to get in sooner than what they normally tell you.
Right. We were looking at least a week and a half based on her initial email to us where we fell in the pecking order. We ended up getting in like our 3rd day there, 3rd working day there. So had we left thinking we had a whole nother week to kill, we would have been to the bottom of the list as well. So I think they overestimate the time that it's going to take to get you in.
So if you think of anything you forgot to put on your list, you can go see Wanda while you're in your waiting period, and she'll let you add it on. Also, if you're leaving the campground, always have your phone on you because they may call you and say, come in tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. or even can you come in, after lunch.
When you do finally get the call to show up at a specific bay, when they say be there at 7 o'clock, the migration starts about 6:30 in the morning heading to the bays, and there's over 45 bays, I think, that you could go to for particular work. Get there right at 7, they open up the bay doors, you pull right in. That's when all the magic starts happening.
Right. And when you pull in, you will be able to plug in on shore power. Also, you can open up all your slides. Sorry, Navy term. You can open up all your slides. You can hang out in the RV. You can work in your RV if you need to work. Or you can follow the technicians around and be a sponge and soak up as much knowledge as you can.
That's what I did, and they kind of expect it.
Yeah. And also at the end of your day, if you're there when the water's turned off, as we were, they have a hose. You can fill up your tank so you don't have to go around and fill up at the dump station at the end of the day. So you can just fill up right there and then go back to your site.
Insider tips that we didn't know.
That we didn't know when we first went in. We didn't know a lot of things when we first went in. So we learned a lot when we were there.
Up in our regular bay, they took the paperwork down to the paint bay guys because we needed some paint touch up, and then that put us on a different list, and we were looking at a couple days before we could get into the paint bay. So the next morning we were just hanging out, not expected to go anywhere,
drinking our coffee and our jammies,
and we get a phone call that says, can you be in the bay now? So obviously we it took us about a half hour to finish our coffee, close everything up, and then get to the bay.
More like brush our teeth and hair.
But just know that you can get the phone call at any time to get there.
Yeah.
So just be prepared, like Stacy said. Have your phone at the ready.
Yep. All right. So when all your work is done, no matter which bay you're in, you can tip your technicians. A lot of people tip them. A lot of people provide food. There's an old saying, you can catch more flies with honey. And let me tell you, if you want to make some friends working on your rig, make them lunch, bring them some pumpkin muffins for breakfast. And let me not that they weren't good. They were awesome anyway. Don't get me wrong. But, definitely they work hard. And I don't know. That's what we did.
For us, it was worth it. We were in Bay 5, and we had Greg and Patrick, and they were phenomenal techs. They knew what they were doing. And what really impressed me was other techs from other bays would come to them and ask them questions about things. So it made us feel good knowing that we had two really solid techs that knew what they were doing.
That were very patient with us because we're still newbies. There's still so much we don't know, and we don't even know we don't know it. So, they were very patient with us and explained so much to us, and even very, stuff you figure every RVer should know. Well, we didn't know it.
We didn't know.
And they were teaching us stuff. So that's the part that providing the lunch or the muffins, that's what we were paying for. They went out of their way to help us, pausing to teach us stuff that they didn't have to do that.
Yeah, we've owned Ruby for over a year, and there were things that we had no idea that we could do with her.
And we'll get to that later.
Yeah,
that's probably a video by itself.
But they were really good at, any downtime that they had. And when I say downtime, when they were waiting for a part or something to arrive to the bay, they took that opportunity to show us and tell us, you can do this, and if this happens, do this. So I asked a lot of questions for if we were boondocking or out in the middle of nowhere, if something happened, how would I close my slides or my jacks? They were very good at walking me through that.
Yeah, I walked them through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. When all the work is completed, when you're completely done with your service, your paperwork is then taken to the office, which I think is by Bay 7.
Bay 7,
There's a door you go through by Bay 7, and that's where you'll go and make your payment, the part everybody hates, and you'll check out. After that's done, then you actually go over to the campground because you're going to check out there as well. You have to either check out by that night by 7 p.m. or first thing in the morning.
Right.
Because you are required to leave the premises the next morning.
Yeah.
So just kind of be aware of that and make sure you kind of have a plan.
Yeah, and when you do go to pay for your campground fees, make sure you have your receipt from your service. They will ask you just to make sure that you've paid and you're not trying to skip out.
Yeah, so they are definitely going to want to see that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about our bill.
Which really wasn't as bad as we expected for our first time there. We were expecting a whole heck of a lot more just from all of the stories we've heard about different dealerships across the country, work that needed to be done. We really went in there, didn't know what to expect, didn't know what we were going to pay, just knew we were going to pay.
Now, we were in the full service bay for 3 days.
3 days.
3 full days. Yeah. And then we were in the paint bay for half a day.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the way Tiffin bills you is they don't bill you the whole 8 hours you're there. You have 2 technicians, which are $95 an hour for their service, and you are only billed per job. For example, one of the jobs was replace our toilet. So if it takes 20 minutes to replace the toilet by one person, that's how you're billed. You're not billed the 30 minutes he waited for the toilet to show up. So that's how they bill you.
Yeah, and that part we weren't expecting. We were expecting it was $95 an hour for labor per technician. So we
Times
were doing
8 hours in the bay.
We were doing fuzzy math, and we were like, "Man, we're going to have to go through the campground and collect cans to start, help pay the bill." And we were very surprised at our bill.
Yeah. So, the final bill is
$740.
And I'm gonna take pictures of this bill as well as like the last bill I did, so you guys can see it itemized and kind of get an idea how they charge you. That's pretty good for 3.5 days of exclusive time with our technicians.
Yeah, and a lot of the parts were not that expensive. Had we gone elsewhere outside of Tiffin to get these repairs done, they probably would have cost us double.
Yeah,
the parts itself.
Yeah.
So that alone saved us a ton of money. Now we understand why everybody that we know has a Tiffin comes to Tiffin for service.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did a great job.
Yeah, between Bay Diesel that we went to and the service center, phenomenal.
All right, let's talk about some of the campground amenities because there's a lot of stuff there available to you because they know you're going to be stuck there for a week or two. First, they do have a laundry with washer and dryers, and you can get quarters for them at the Welcome Center where you checked in. They have restrooms with showers if you need them. They also have a Tiffin store there, so if you need random parts of things that you can replace, or you can actually get extra parts and have them on standby.
Stock up while you're there.
And they sell them at Carl's. They also have what's called an Allegro Club, and some of the people who have Tiffins are in this club. We aren't members of the Allegro Club, but they do have Tiffin stuff that you can purchase, like jackets or hats or any of the doodad stuff if you would like to do that. And then finally, they have a lounge. And the lounge actually has 2 separate rooms. One is pet friendly and the other is pet-free space. Now, when I say separate rooms, it's kind of like the smoking and the non-smoking section. They're not truly separate, but this lounge has, each side has couches, and very comfy couches, and TVs, and free coffee, bathrooms.
And very, very good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, oh yeah, great Wi-Fi. So if you don't want to actually sit in your RV while it's being worked on, you can hang out there. Or if you need good Wi-Fi while you're waiting your turn, you can also hang out there. And then finally, while you're there, you have to take a tour of Tiffin.
You have to.
You go in the morning. The tours all start at 9 o'clock. So you'll go in and get a tour, and they take you right on the floor where they do everything. So you will be standing right beside somebody building cabinets, or, you know, putting the fridge inside the RV, or, I mean, whatever. It was a phenomenal tour.
Yeah, I had to hold Stacy back when we went through the 135,000 square foot wood shop.
They had some cool tools in
Yeah.
there. I could build some major stuff out of that.
She was eyes wide open walking through there. But like she said, you were standing almost elbow to elbow with the technicians,
Yeah.
building,
Builders, not
well,
necessarily
builders,
technicians.
yeah. building future RVs. And to see them from the wheels up, you know, under the skin of the RV, the frame, everything.
All the wiring.
It was phenomenal.
It was really cool.
To see how they do that, and to know that 13 come out of the door at the end of the assembly line every day is phenomenal.
A good thing about the tour, it gives you a free night at the campground. I think we might have said that earlier.
Yep.
And it's free. It's a free tour, so you don't have to pay for it. So I definitely highly recommend it. Now, other than that, as far as Tiffin goes, that is all that is in Red Bay. There's nothing else there. It is slim pickings. The town is Tiffin.
Yeah.
Our next maintenance is due at 45,000 miles, so we do plan on going back to Red Bay in order to have it done, because we trust them.
Yeah.
So it's really important us to go somewhere that we don't think people are going to rip us off, and somewhere we know they're going to do a good job and in a timely manner.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So, all right, so that wraps it up. Our Tiffin Service Center adventure.
Yeah, the inaugural trip to Mecca, as people call it.
Yep. So thanks for watching.
Give us a thumbs up.
What happened?
Give us one of these.
A thumbs up, and
don't forget to hit the bell. Please hit the bell.
And make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
So you can see all of our crazy videos as we put them up.
And,
go ahead.
And share us with your friends.
They probably don't want to.
Yeah, sure. We're good for comic relief somewhere, I'm sure. Share us.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the road.
What are we doing all the clocks up on the wall?
Man, weather people lied. It is not 59 degrees out here. I was trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
No, you didn't. I know it was right there.
Oh. Ready?
And I'm shivering.
I know. What's that about?
I should have wore shorts.
Okay. It is cold outside.
I know.
Scratch that. Already goofed up.
So we will be back. Big punked right now. Where's the camera? You know. All right. So we will be back to Tip. Yeah, he just gave me a little fur. Really? That wasn't even a full horn. Okay, that's a full horn. So told me it's cold.
Damn it! You should have decent clothes on for the weather. It's what you get.
Thank you. Just recording
Thank you
here.
very much.
So hopefully the next time we're back in Tiffin. So hopefully the next time.
Are you 12?
Wow. I had to go to Boxers. So hopefully the next time we're in Red Bay, we're back for our scheduled maintenance.
Why else would we go? Full experience. This train is making me crazy.
Huh?
Who?